Hello and welcome back to Punk Playback. On today's episode, we will be reviewing Destruction by Definition by the Suicide Machines. Destruction by Definition is a 1996 album by the Suicide Machines. It features Jason Navarro on vocals, Dan Lukasinski on guitar and backing vocals, Royce Nunley on bass and backing vocals, Derek Grant on drums and a fuck ton of other shit, and occasionally Vinnie Nobile on trombone and Larry Klimas on tenor sax. Let's get right into it. New Girl, 9 out of 10. An amazing start to this album in my opinion. I absolutely adore the drumroll intro. It brings an amazing energy to the song. Gotta absolutely love the back and forth between singing and screaming. There's no song that makes you want to skank and mosh quite like this one does. The organ as well is a completely undermentioned part of this song, and I will always appreciate this song just that much more for its inclusion. Absolutely phenomenal song that I love. SOS, 8.5 out of 10. This song is a lot of fun and I love it. It's a bit slower than New Girl, but it has a lot of energy. The section where he repeats himself sticks out to me, but it's actually incomprehensible. This is the song you hope they play after New Girl so you can catch your breath for a second. Break the Glass, 9 out of 10. Well, I hope you caught your breath because you're going to need it. This song goes so hard that you'll forget how out of breath you are. This track makes me want to link arms with a friend and spin as fast as we can in the pit. It's repetitive, but goddamn is it a fun listen. I love it, you love it, nobody hates this song, and that's for good reason. No Face, 9 out of 10. The most fun of any song to sing in the car and absolutely nail the screams. This song is a clash between slow and fast, an epic battle between classic ska influences and fast aggressive skate punk. The keyboard carrying the song out tells us that while the skate punk sound is vital to their band, the ska influences have won out, at least for this song. Hey, 9.5 out of 10. What an intro. Let's get that out of the way right now. This song has an absolutely insane intro. It goes way too extremely hard than it has ever had any right to, and the best part about it, it's an absolute lie for the rest of the song. The rest of the song is a fast and upbeat song. Me and my friends like to joke that this is the song with the hardest intro ever, and we're definitely not wrong. It goes crazy. The rest of the song is fun, and another song that you'd be hard-pressed to not skank to. Our Time, 8.5 out of 10. This song sticks out to me for being the first that I really am absorbing the bass. It's absolutely tasty and fantastic. If there's one thing the Suicide Machines don't understand, it's a speed limit. This song hits 100 and they decide that that's a little unreasonable, so they crank it back to 99. But they never drop that excitable energy. Such an amazing band to see live. Too Much, 8 out of 10. I love that underneath the blanket of distorted guitar, you can hear the bright sound of the cymbal, and to a lesser extent the hi-hats. It's just such a ska flavor to that punk sound despite being very similar on paper. That's something that not nearly enough people recognize is how easy it is to lose that ska punk sound when you're primarily punk. Islands, 8 out of 10. I like this song for how easy it is to sing along. It really doesn't trip you up at all. It's not as exciting to listen to, but it's sure as hell easy to scream along. The guitar matching the vocal pattern is a neat thing that I never noticed for some reason. I quite like this song, and its simplicity plays into that in some part. The Real You, 8.5 out of 10. I love this song more than I should, I think. It's just groovy in the section where the guitar is peeled back and your focus is primarily on the drums and the bass for instrumentals. I really like sections like this, where you get a chance to really absorb the other instruments. I also really like the back and forth at the end. All in all, this song is great. Face Values, 8 out of 10. I love how the drummer sneaks in tiny rolls into this song. You almost don't even think about it. The guitar and the bass complement each other so well in this song. It's just perfect complementary use of the guitar and bass. The singing for this song is a much less of a dichotomy between softer and harder, but much more of a flat down the middle. Punk Out, 7.5 out of 10. A repetitive and catchy chorus can be useful when trying to make a song memorable, as long as you don't try it in every single song. This song uses it well, and sometimes I just randomly think about it. Other than that, everything else is pretty much typical high-geared The Suicide Machines flavor. Extra love to the bass for throwing in little fills when you don't expect it. Van Song, 7.5 out of 10. Use of a horn is pretty rare on this album, but I appreciate it every single time they use it. Unfortunately, as I brought up every time it's happened so far, this song uses a slur. The F slur to be specific. Again, I understand the difference between 1996 and the current day and how much things have changed, so I won't condemn them for it. I don't think the Suicide Machines are by any nature homophobic or overtly or anything like that. The song uses the organ again and again. I love it. This is also my singer's favorite, the Suicide Machines song. Also, they're right. Doc Martens are so overrated. Insecurities, 7 out of 10. I completely forgot about this song, and I don't think that was for any particular reason. It just didn't grab me. I do definitely enjoy how the instruments almost like trip themselves up before going into the instrumental section. I think that's pretty neat. Inside Outside, 8 out of 10. Another super groovy slow section, the bass again, just walking wherever it chooses, and yet it makes perfect sense. Just a lot of talent playing those strings. Overall, it's a good song, but it doesn't have a whole lot unique in comparison to the rest of the stellar album. 0, 8 out of 10. The song switches between an upbeat feeling and a more aggressive tone at the drop of a hat. It is a really interesting effect, but I really like it. It gives an unstableness to the music that keeps you on the edge of your seat the first time you hear it. The ending section of the song sounds like it was ripped from Van's song vocal-wise, in a weird way. So Long, 9 out of 10. I believe this song is the longest on the album. It has an energy about it that it keeps up for the whole song, even in the slow sections, oddly enough. Again, another very groovy slow part that goes right into a section that just makes you want to skank and mosh until you stand there out of breath and sweaty. The whole album has been a back and forth between fast and slow. Not totally one thing at all. Conceptually very interesting in that aspect. I don't want to hear it. 7 out of 10. Do you, yes you, ska fan, like straight edge hardcore? Well, don't they have the song for you? A Suicide Machines cover of a Minor Threat track. 'Cause fuck it, that's why. It's a fun cover and it goes hard. There just ain't much to complain about with this one as a bonus. The average for this album is an 8.2, but my overall would be an 8.5. This album is a fantastic piece of ska-punk music, and I love it completely with my whole heart. It's beyond killer. It's just awesome. What more can be said? It's just amazing. This is a fantastic beginner ska-punk album, and it definitely deserves all the love and reverence that ska-punks give it. I wanted to do a true ska-punk album for this review because ska-punk is one of, if not my biggest genre that I listen to. No Cash is sorta ska-punk, but I always view Crack Rocksteady in its own genre. Anyways, I've been the Punk Playback. Remember, if you have any albums for me, you can leave them in the comments or email them to me at punkplayback@gmail.com. It's been real. See ya.